And Mark, let's come on to education.
Yes, in Oregon, and we can get that first slide up here. COVID, in the wake of the COVIDocracy, the bureaucracy created by the COVID crackdown, and you mentioned that Klaus Schwab and company have been sort of the real enemy behind some of those things. Oregon took the brilliant decision, as the headline says here. This is a column in The Hill, a DC newspaper. Oregon just dropped all graduation standards, get that, failing all of its students in the name of equity. This is an opinion piece by Aaron Wythe, not necessarily the opinion of The Hill. It gives that disclaimer, and we'll move on from there. Prior to the passage of Senate Bill 744 in the Oregon Assembly in 2021, the state's assessment of essential skills requirement for high school grads was sensible. Read and comprehend a variety of text, write clearly and accurately, and apply math in a variety of settings. Students were required to demonstrate these skills. Citing the effects of COVID school closures, however, SB 744 required the state to review requirements for high school diploma options. And to address learning loss through the pandemic, the bill led to the suspension of Oregon's essential skills proficiency requirement through the 2023-2024 school year. But get this, last month, Oregon's State Board of Ed at the state level voted unanimously, no less, to adopt an additional extension of this suspension all the way through the 2027-2028 school year. Board members alongside Oregon Department of Ed leadership argued that requiring students to complete standardized tests both presented a harmful hurdle for historically marginalized students, a little PC there, and represents a misuse, allegedly, of state tests. And we'll just give a little more here, moving on from there. Since Oregon abandoned those essential skill requirements for high schoolers, graduation rates have skyrocketed. There's really no hurdles or no standards, so they just march them on through. With a graduation rate of 81.3%, Oregon's class of 22 set a record for the second highest four-year grad rate ever recorded in the state. Unfortunately, this is not indicative of student skills. Only 43% of students in that year's grad class were proficient in English in an English-speaking country. Get that, only 43%, and less than 31% were proficient in math. The OAE, that's the teachers union, the Oregon Education Association, their mission statement is clear. In addition to representing its members, the union made a commitment to ensure quality public education for students in Oregon by advocating for policies that do not require students to learn basic language and math skills in order to graduate. However, this teachers union, alongside the State Board of Ed, has placed Oregonian graduates at a significant disadvantage while substantially lowering the quality of public ed. And I believe we're just about there. This what we're looking at here for this brief report, and I'd like to comment a little bit more about what you're looking at now in extra. This is the McGuffey 6th Eclectic Reader. This is from about the turn of the century, about 1900, give or take a couple years. And most of the content was for 6th and 7th graders, let's say on a US or British level, roughly what they call middle school or junior high. And if you look at a McGuffey reader, and we learned about that lack of proficiency in English, you see literature that most high schoolers and even most college grads could not even grip right now. And so that shows not only how badly things are going now in public education in the States, but over the course of a little more than a century, the overall education standards have absolutely and astronomically plummeted. And we'll see that later when, in extra, if I get a chance, I'll read some of the passages out of the McGuffey 6th Reader. Again, for junior high school people in the late 19th, early 20th century, and the difference and the contrast is just incredible. So it's really a sad note for American education, and this is going on really in varying degrees across the country.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much for that. Okay, if you like what the UK Column does, you would like to support us, please head over to community.ukcolumn.org. Your membership would be very welcome, much appreciated and much needed. You could pick something up at the UK Column shop, and please do consider Christmas gifts this year. But share anything you find on the various platforms, especially ukcolumn.org and ukcolumnextracts.co.uk.
Okay, we've got an interview for the 7th of November at 1 o'clock. That'll be Debbie Evans with Headley Rees and Cheryl Granger. This will be back on matters pharmaceutical and related subjects, MHRA. So watch out for that.
That's tomorrow at 1 p.m.